The true cost of staying in Canada. What if Alberta kept every dollar it earned? This is a summary of the value of freedom, a fully costed fiscal plan for Alberta's independence. Prepared by the Alberta Prosperity Project, it outlines how independence isn't just politically possible, it's financially transformative. An independent Alberta would retain up to $75 billion in federal taxes currently sent to Ottawa. After replacing all federal services and setting up its own pension plan, Alberta would still run a budget surplus of up to $48 billion annually. That fiscal strength allows for massive tax cuts, debt reduction, investment in pensions, infrastructure, and Indigenous sovereignty. With bold policies and prudent spending, Alberta could become one of the most prosperous and lightly taxed nations in the world. Each year, Alberta sends $68 to $75 billion in federal taxes to Ottawa. Only $22 to $26 billion returns in services. The rest, up to $47 billion annually, is lost. Add Alberta's existing $74 billion in provincial revenue, and the total fiscal capacity becomes $142 to $149 billion annually. After replacing all federal services, defense, pensions, courts, and Indigenous affairs, Alberta would still post a large surplus. Using a conservative estimate, Alberta would receive $167 billion in CPP assets. That grows to $183 billion in 1 year, generating over $23 billion per year in returns, enough to fund pensions, lower rates, and maintain long-term sustainability. Two paths. Eliminate the GST and provincial income taxes, saving the average taxpayer $11,000 a year, or eliminate federal personal and corporate income taxes, cutting the tax burden by 46%. Either way, Albertans win. Want to learn more about Alberta's future as a self-governing nation? Visit albertasecession.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Alberta Secession. Visit albertaprosperityproject.com to view the full report. A new Alberta police service would cost about $750 million per year, slightly more than the RCMP, but with complete local accountability, better rural response, tougher crime focus, law enforcement that puts Alberta's priorities first. Initially, Alberta would adopt the US dollar, then possibly transition to its own currency, backed by oil, gold, and other assets. International trade and credit agreements would secure global access and economic resilience. Alberta would dedicate $4 to $5 billion per year towards self-governing Indigenous communities with full economic control. Simultaneously, it would implement a locally driven carbon strategy, using grasslands, forests, and peatlands to sequester up to 122 megatons of CO2 per year. By 2045, Alberta could double oil and gas production, adding up to 450,000 new jobs. It could grow a sovereign wealth fund to $1.4 trillion, generating $56 billion annually in passive revenue. With tax freedom, debt reduction, pension security, and full control over public services, Alberta has every tool it needs to succeed. This isn't just a political dream. This is a fiscally grounded, economically viable path to a sovereign Alberta. For Albertans, the value of freedom isn't just measurable, it's priceless. All figures and projections are sourced from Statistics Canada, Fraser Institute LifeWorks, Alberta Pension Report 2023, CPP Investment Board, CRA, Alberta Budget, 2025-26, NAV Canada, CATSA, Canada Post, Alberta Prosperity Project, The Value of Freedom, June 2025. Want to dive deeper into the numbers and strategy? Read the full report at albertaprosperityproject.com. Visit albertasecession.com and subscribe at Alberta Secession on YouTube. Freedom starts with knowledge. Let's build Alberta's future together.